It's the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast with the Enforcer.
I believe they're called enforcers, Gordon. I sell women's shoes.
And the Stallion.
Stallion, baby! I am not what you would call a handsome man.
I'll kick you in the nuts and you'll smile at me and like it.
All night long.
We're back with another week of the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast, and it's my favorite time of the year, buddy.
What's happening?
Wedding season. No, it's Royal Rumble season. We are your hosts. He's the Stallion. I'm the Enforcer. We're back for yet another episode of the star-studded, good-looking, well-mannered, slightly explicit, according to Spreaker.com, All Night Long Wrestling Podcast. Brought to you by...
Formerly the genius full of glory and renown. You are listening to Damage 365 Radio.
Despite us being labeled explicit, and frankly, I don't think I said anything last week that was really explicit.
I think the S word slipped out somewhere along the lines.
What did I say, shit?
Oh, that's 2 weeks in a row. I guess we'll be explicit now on Spreaker.com. That's
Spreaker.com/show, not shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, you realize that after
the yeah.
Yeah, because I kept... excuse me, I was going to curse again. Because I kept typing in it. So it's Spreaker, SPREAKER.com/show/ANLWP. Or Facebook.com/AllNightLongWP. That's one, right?
That's right.
There's too many... Why can't we just have AllNightLongWrestlingPodcast.com? Oh, I know. Because we suck.
And we don't have any money. So.
Speaking of not having money, we are taking donations in the form of... No, I'm just kidding. But what you can do for us, your loyal... What are we... Guiding Lights? Can we call ourselves Guiding Lights?
Or soap opera?
As the World Turns here. Both Bane songs, by the way. But you guys can do... If you go to the iTunes app or the podcast app on wherever you listen to your podcast, if you could rate us... I would prefer not to get a 1. I mean, I would settle for it because anything is better than nothing. But if you could, give us a rating, a like, and a share, we would very much appreciate it because, pretty soon, this show is not going to be free anymore, Joe.
It's not?
No, we're going to start having to pay more.
Oh, we're going to have to
we're going to have to pay more.
Pay more.
And no, by the way, I mean, we're already paying, but,
No, we're paying all right.
We're paying it right. I'm paying right out the
yin-yang.
Right out the yin-yang.
Trying to keep it... I'd like to... Next... You know what? It's already too far gone for this week. So.
Yeah, I can say whatever I want,
No.
I was gonna launch into an old school tirade, but I'm trying to keep it PG. There could be kids listening.
Not anymore after this.
Nobody's listening. But anyway, so let's excuse me. We're gonna get right into it this week. We got the Raw and the SmackDown quick review. Not much to talk about, and then we're gonna get into our predictions for this weekend. We have NXT Takeover 509 and the Royal Rumble
pay-per-view from San Antonio.
What number is it?
Royal Rumble 2017. I think it's the 30th one, actually.
I think it's the 30th one, yeah.
I think it's the 30th one.
You know what? Before we get started, Stump the Stallion has returned, my friend.
Right. If I known this was coming, I could have...
What are you going to do? You're going to prepare
myself.
Okay,
studying. We'll study action.
In the vein of the Royal Rumble.
In the vein.
In the same vein.
Okay.
The arterial vein. Now, my question for you, Stumpin' the Stallion. Who were the first two entrants...
I hate questions like this.
...of the 1998 Royal Rumble? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk while the Stallion thinks. He's got 14 more seconds. I'm just kidding. I'm going to, he's thinking. I wish you guys could see his face. The man is hard at work. Last week he told me who was the dark match for the 89 Survivor Series.
Yeah, well, now I'm not going to get this. I don't know who that is. I haven't watched the 98 Rumble probably in many, many years. I don't...
I actually just watched it today, so that's the only reason.
Oh, that's fair. That seems reasonable.
Well, listen...
I could tell you who the last man eliminated was.
Listen, hold on.
Can we do that? The Rock.
You can do it. Who eliminated him?
Steve Austin won the Rumble. So.
Okay. I'll give you a hint. The first two were a tag team?
The first two were a tag team.
Yes.
1998 Royal Rumble.
Yes, sir. This is a tough question.
It's going to take me a few minutes to think about it. I feel like it's
You know what?
on
We
the
can come
spot.
back to it. You want to circle back?
I feel like if it's going to kill the gimmick, I don't want to kill the
That is going to kill the gimmick, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's thinking. He's not happy.
Was it a tag team that was part of a stable?
No.
Okay. So it's not the Nation of Domination or anybody in that ilk, huh?
Nope, it is not them. It's not DOA.
Right, not DOA. It's not the Outlaws, right?
Nope.
Not Road Dogg.
They were
and
part of
Billy Gunn.
DX, so that would
Right.
fall under. See, now you're just eliminating.
I'm process of elimination, trying to decide who it was. It wasn't Animal and Hawk, Legion of Doom, right?
It was not them. No.
Not them. Tag team. Not the Truth Commission.
That was R-Truth and no. I'm just kidding. that was Kurgan, right? And Golga.
Kurgan and Golga. And the Jackal.
Who was coincidentally coming back for New Japan.
Coming back for New Japan.
I
Oh,
wish I
man.
had some music to play. I really do.
Yeah, I know, because this is probably really boring for everybody.
Well, you know what, buddy? I'm going to give you 30 seconds. I'm going to put on a little bit of music.
That's great.
And in the meantime...
Oh, that's good.
But committed no crimes.
Was it Henry Godwin? Was Henry Godwin involved?
He was not
No,
Henry
okay.
Godwin.
The Godwins. The Headbangers.
Nope.
Not the Headbangers.
Kicked him off base. And our 30 seconds
Yeah, I don't know.
is up.
I don't think I'm gonna
It
know.
was Chainsaw Charlie and Cactus Jack.
Oh, okay.
I was a little surprised by it. I really completely forgot that Rumble. They had like a spot where Terry Funk took like a vertical suplex on like unfolded chairs, like 5 seconds into the match. It was pretty crazy. He came out with a chainsaw, you know.
Were they a tag team by that point? Is my question.
Yes, they were a tag team because they alluded to it several times during the broadcast.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like you're upset about this. You're upset
Because I don't know that. I don't know if I agree with that. We'll have to come back to that. It's under dispute.
All right. Well, why don't you? You know, it's funny. I wish you guys could see us. We are both going to the Google machine right away. So, what are we talking about this episode, buddy?
I think we said we were going to talk about Raw, SmackDown,
Well,
and
I mean,
NXT. and
let's get to it then.
I'm pretty
Let's,
sure we did.
let's get to it. Let's start with Monday Night Raw. I wish we were going Facebook Live so you could all see how furiously the Stallion.
I'm going to disprove your question. That's what's going to happen. So if you want to talk about Raw first, we can do that. Well,
I'm going to wait for you to disprove the question.
Are you going to wait?
I'm going to wait. Actually, no, we can start with Raw. So I'll just go into Raw real quick. You know, the meat and potatoes to this is going to be the prediction show. It's my favorite part. And Raw is okay this week. I mean, it started off as every other Raw started off. Roman Reigns in the ring. Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho come down. Reigns is in a shark cage. He's got the shark cage in there, talking about how Jericho is going to be a quote-unquote sexy pinata at Royal Rumble. It was just, if the segment felt like it was 10 minutes too long. It really was. Do we have an answer? I say, so you put the phone down. Do we have an answer?
He debuted on December 29th, 1997, but they teamed against the Outlaws late January 98. So I'm going with technically they were not a tag team at the time of the Royal Rumble.
The guy just cannot accept the loss.
No, I can't.
Unbelievable.
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous questions. 2 times in a row.
No, I don't think it was really a ridiculous question as much as it was, you know what, buddy? I'll let you have this one. Okay, go ahead. So, what did you think of the opening segment of Raw?
I think it's the same as every week that when the show comes on. It's the same.
Hashtag same old shit every week?
Oh, jeez.
Whatever. I'm already explicit. Might as well say what I'm going to say.
I think it's the same as most weeks with, the same guys that we've outlined before, right? The Reigns, Jericho, Owens, Rollins. It's all the same stuff. And
Roman Reigns. Yeah, he said he was going to win the U.S. title, right? And forgive me if I'm wrong, but Roman Reigns did not care that he had the U.S. title, so why should he all of a sudden care about having it now? It's just because they were going to go in. He was going to go in. It was going to be a double champion and blah 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 blah. I'm sick of it. Very 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 sick of it. But and didn't Kevin Owens kind of make the match for Jericho?
He volunteered it. He volunteered the match for Jericho. So again, I mean, not that Jericho and Reigns haven't fought like a half a dozen times over the last few months anyway. So even though the title was on the line, they didn't really put any extra stipulations on it or anything like that to say like Jericho was banned from ringside or any of that nonsense. So, to say that Owens was banned from ringside. So it was pretty obvious that was going to be what happened at the end, and that's we'll get to it later, but that's eventually what ended up happening.
We really don't have to talk about it again because it literally is the same thing every week.
Yeah, I mean, they wrestled, and then Owens interfered freely at the end and caused a DQ, and that was basically all it was. And I think the end of that segment was then Reigns locked Owens in the shark cage, right? And then they raised it up above the ring and all that stuff. So
the segment really didn't do much for anybody, but aside from that, you had some Cesaro versus Gallows. That was... I liked the match. The match was good, but it also played into the whole having a dual referee because they had Anderson come down and distract the referee while Gallows was tapping. It made sense, and it was clear and concise as to why there's going to be two referees. And Gallows got the win. What did he get the win with? Did he win with the finish with his?
He did, but I think there was like an Anderson came in like kind of distracted the referee, and then Gallows.
Yeah, hit him with the. It's like he has him up in the FU, and then he sits out, and it's like a face buster almost. It was okay. The match wasn't bad. Nothing really exciting happened much, except for the highlight of Raw. I think was Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins to me. Thought that was a very very good match, despite a couple of internet marks underrating it highly for one reason or another. But it was a really good back-and-forth match. Sami Zayn showed a lot of offense, and the stipulation was that beforehand, they're making Sami Zayn look like a complete... give me something. I'm before I curse.
Tool?
Wow, a complete tool. Yeah, he's a real screwdriver. So he was talking to Mick Foley in the back, and he was about to announce himself in the Royal Rumble, which is the thing. I think everybody can just walk up and announce they're going to be in the Royal Rumble.
Almost everybody.
Almost everybody, yeah. So Stephanie was on the phone, on speakerphone. She heard it, and she pretty much told Mick that Sami Zayn can only enter the Rumble if he beats Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins then would, of course, not be in the Rumble had Sami Zayn beat him. They had a really good competitive match, and right at the end, Triple H's music hits. Everybody marks out, thinking Triple H is coming out. He wasn't. Sami Zayn took advantage of... the distraction, and he got the pin, and Sami Zayn's going to be in the Rumble. He is still my pick to win the Rumble, buddy.
Is that a shoot?
That's a shoot.
That's unfortunate.
But anyway, so aside from that, you like the match, right?
Yeah, the match was good. I thought it was good. I mean, I wasn't expecting Rollins to lose. I mean, I get the storyline they're going for there. At this point, who the heck knows when Triple H is actually going to show up? So whether it's this Sunday or after that. But, it's been so long since the whole angle kicked off, and they haven't really done much to explain. They've drawn it out so much, and I don't know. It's just, at this point, I'm not really... It'll be fine, I guess, when they have the match at WrestleMania, which is the plan. Rollins and Triple H, that is. But it's just been drawn out so long, and Triple H hasn't been on TV, at all. It's just really strange.
It reminds me of when Bray Wyatt was wrestling Taker at Mania, and you didn't see The Undertaker, and all of a sudden, it's not a one-man show. One guy can't get heat on the segment the entire time.
Yeah, he was basically carrying the whole thing himself, the whole angle himself, right?
That's why people got so tired of Bray Wyatt in his promos, because he has to do the same thing because nobody else was doing anything for him, and it's still the same way right now. Except we'll get to SmackDown real quick, but he's got some exciting stuff going on.
Well, do you want to talk about the Goldberg segment at the end with?
I want to hear Goldberg try to recite his lines one more time.
Didn't he hit his head too hard on the locker room door or something? I heard. I mean, I didn't see that part. I missed that part, but I heard he, during his entrance, before when he starts walking through the back, he hit his head on the locker, I guess, at the door. And then apparently, he split himself open.
He did. He was busted. Yeah, he came into the ring very busted up. He